This is Gopi back with another video. In this video we are going to discuss about how to test this API or else the controller project that we created. I haven't modified anything from the last video. This is where we left. So let me click on this API, which is nothing but the run button, and see what is the output by default. Previously we only have a weather forecast controller. Now we are not going to work with that. So along with that we have the index controller that we have created. If you look at it, you will be able to see get, post, get, put and delete. These are all the various methods or endpoint that we created within that method. First what I do is, let me get into this get request and click on this try it out. Since this get request doesn't accept any parameter, I can just click on this execute button so that a request goes out and response comes in. If you look at it here, we got the response. And look at this code. This is nothing but the response code, which is nothing but 200. We know that 200 is nothing but OK. And this is the data that we have hard coded in that method itself. So now where does I send the request? Here you can see. This is nothing but the request URL. So this is going to be the HTTPS protocol which runs on my machine. That's nothing but the local host on the port number 7231. So this is nothing but your domain. Along with the domain, whatever the route that I have configured there, that comes in. API/controller. So API, that's hard-coded data. What is the controller? Index. This endpoint indirectly triggers this method. How will I know that this method is the one that executed? Because of the response. Also, you can assume that this method, this HTTP method doesn't have any URL as like this. There is no route associated with this method. So this exactly invokes whenever we send request to this path. And that is why I am saying that this is the method we executed when I send request from the Swagger. Likewise, you can execute all the method. So here also you can see I am having a string, right? You can just send it as it is. This is the default data. You can modify it. Shouldn't be an issue. I am just sending the request as it is. Whatever that I am sending, I get it in the response. Let me change this string to something else. New data. And again executing. You can see, right? I am getting new data in the response. So that's how we have defined the post request. You can see here. Post. Whatever comes in, I just return. Whatever comes in, I just return the put as well. Whatever comes in, I am just return with the delete request as well. So let me get into this. You can see they ask one parameter. The parameter is a mandatory one. So what is the number? You can give any number, shouldn't be an issue. I just enter 1 and then execute. Now you can see I'm getting value because that's the hard-coded response from the get by ID. If you look at the URL, you can see that I have HTTPS and the localhost 7231. We all know what is this. That's nothing but your domain. That's nothing but the base URL. Along with that, I have API, controller and then 1. This 1 is nothing but the value of the ID parameter that we entered here, which is supposed to be a path variable. And that's what we have mentioned about the path variable when I explain about the get by ID method. So likewise, you can execute put method, delete method. Okay, you will be getting the response that we have hard coded there. This is how we will have to test the endpoint from the Swagger UI. But in many cases, we will be using Postman tool for testing this kind of API. Let me open the Postman tool and will demonstrate you how you can able to send the request. Okay, so we got the Postman window here. Now we need to send the request. First, let's send the request to this get endpoint. So what is the URL? You can just copy the base URL from here. Copy, go to Postman, paste it here. Along with this, we know that we have to add API and then your controller name, which is nothing but index. Now I need to mention what type of HTTP request it is. It is a get. So open Postman and we have an option here. Click on the drop down. You can see, right, we have a lot of HTTP methods available. We discussed only the 5: get, post, put, patch and delete. That's what we are going to use. Let me select get from here and then click on this send button. Since the server is not stopped, you should have to get the response as expected. Value 1, value 2 and 200 OK. So this is how we have to use Postman tool. And this is not the limitation, and this is not the only thing that the Postman able to do. We can able to execute automation script, we can able to execute test script. Everything can be written within this tool itself, and we can able to do all the testing within a single shot. That's all for this video. We will meet with another video in another concept. Till then, bye, take care.